In this video, I'm going to show you 23 different Minecraft houses that you can use as ideas or inspiration to build your own Minecraft house, with each one of them having a different size and biomes, and some that have its own category. Let's begin. Let's start with the plain biome first. This house is the first house that I built on the plain biome. The house has two floors. The first floor has a small dining room, a kitchen, a big center table, and a small library. On the second floor, it has a recreation room, personal workspace, brewing table, and a combined bedroom for two players. It has a big window wall so you can see the beautiful view every time before you go to sleep and when you wake up. The house has enough space for you to wander around. It was mostly built of quartz, spruce, and oak woods. For this house, I want to challenge myself to create a unique exterior shape. After getting inspiration from seashell shape, I decided to build this beauty. This house has two floors and a capacity for two players. It has medium space for the players and has a fish tank beneath the floor. The house was mostly built of quartz and glass with a combination of several types of wall blocks. The next house is the result of one of my challenges. I want to challenge myself by trying to make a house with a minimalist exterior design with a basic geometrical model as a foundation, cylinder in this case, composed of a repetitive pattern, which led me to this. It's a 3-story house with a room for two players. The house has a big space for the players to roam. It has a kitchen and a small garden which is located front and back on the first floor. On the second floor, it has a dining room, an armory, enchantment room, brewing table, and a bedroom. All of it combined in one floor to create an efficient path for the player. On the third floor, it has an outdoor swimming pool so you can party with your friend, unless you don't have any. The house is mostly built from quartz, concrete, and several types of stone block. Talking about swimming, let's go underwater. I want to build a house design that looks modern but also can represent the source I'm inspired to build the house. I've been inspired by diving mask or swim goggles. This underwater 2-story house has room for 3 players. The house has a medium space and it has big surrounding window walls for both sides, creating an exciting panorama view of the surrounding underwater environment like you never see. It's mostly built from quartz and glass. Now, let's go somewhere dry, shall we? I want to ask myself, can I make a simple shape and turn it into something that has more value than before? After inspired from simple geometrical shapes, in this case, cube and cuboid, this is my result. This desert house has 2 floors and has a room for 2 players. Mostly built from sand and sandstone, this house has a small space, but not too small either. It has a window wall in front of the bedroom so the players can have natural lighting and a view of the desert. After seeing my previous design, I decided to make the next house design using another combination of geometrical shapes. Finally, I've decided that a prism and a cylinder is a great combination. The house can hold 1 player, it has a glass roof above it for natural lighting source. The materials for the house exterior are more or less the same like the previous one, but with small additional materials. Now, let's go to the Taiga biome. I want to build a modern house style that can be combined with medieval style to create what I call modern medieval style house. The house has the capacity of 3 players. It has relatively small space, which is why it has a compact interior design. The house was mostly made out of dark oak woods, and several cobblestone blocks. I decided I want to build a house not just on a normal plain and flat ground type of house. And so, I decided to build a house on the mountain, or a mountain house, mostly built from dark oak woods and several types of stone and cobblestone block. This 2-story mountain house has a capacity of 1 player. It has compact and small space. However, it has a big window walls so you can have a panorama view to see across the mountain to the horizon. Inspired by Viking style house, I already one step remaining to my next house design. So, comes to my mind, can I build a Viking style house but somehow change it into more of a modern house? After a week or so, this is the result. This house has medium space, a glass roof surrounding it so you can see the skies. The house can hold 1 player and is mostly built from dark oak and spruce woods and also glass. After realizing that my house design didn't include safety from hostile mobs, I want to build a house that both had simple design and can improve player safety. This house is built several blocks away from the ground, making it safer for the player, especially during the night. Mostly made from dark oak woods and spruce wood, it has the capacity to hold 1 player. The house has a small farm on the ground and has access to a nearby river and a small dock, making it a great option for traveling or exploring nearby areas. A secure water elevator with fence gate level security, and last but not least, a small balcony for you to sit and join the hostile mobs that want to annihilate you. After several design and house build, I tried to combine some of my previous build to see what I can do about it. Consisting mostly from spruce woods, oak woods and quartz, this 2-story triangle-shaped house has a small, compact and minimalist interior style. It has a small balcony to see the outside world and has the capacity of 1 player. Moving on to the swamp biome. I'm trying to challenge myself with one particular geometrical shape for my next house design, trapezoidal prism. Inspired from the majority of modern house styles and shape, this 3-story house can hold up to 3 players. Mostly built from quartz and dark oak woods, it has a compact interior, resulting in big space. It has big separate windows to see the surrounding swamp environment. It has a dock below the house for exploring or to travel far away to the uncharted land or region. During one day, my brain randomly thought, why didn't you build a big house? And I thought, yeah, how hard can that be anyway? Turns out it's actually hard. So after finding the source of the inspiration, which is a starfish, this 5-story house has the capacity for 2 players. The house has medium space and has a big window wall from both sides to see the swamp view. The materials to build this house are glass, quartz and copper. It took quite a lot of materials to build it, unsurprisingly. I want to see how far my creativity can go with these geometrical shapes. I'm thinking like, there must be something I can do about these shapes. What if I build a different block on the shape or make a pattern out of it? Took a rough start, but after several redesign, this is the result. This 2-story house, mostly made of quartz, spruce woods, oak woods, dark oak woods, and birch wood. The house has an open view of the swamp for both sides and has the capacity of 2 players. The house also has a waterfall window around the cuboid section. This is probably my last encounter using geometrical shapes as the source of inspiration for design, even though originally it was inspired from the outer case of a water turbine. This 2-story house, mostly built by spruce woods, oak woods and quartz, have a capacity of 2 players. it has a medium space for the players and have an open view from both sides. It also has an extension of a balcony and a small dock. Next, the Savannah biome. During this period of finding the inspiration for the house design for this one, I was severely depressed and all of my hope just suddenly gone. I felt like I didn't want to do anything. I lost my direction. That's when I realized I need to keep my hope in me, in myself. And that's when a simple inspiration comes to my mind, a star. And so I built this house not only just a house, but a literal definition of what the shape symbolizes in the house, a hope. An 8-pointed star represents hope. I also got inspired by a compass as well. I realized that the star and the compass both have similar shapes, and so I used the compass for my inspiration too, as a symbol that can give you hope and inspires you to go back to your path when you feel hopeless or lost. This house has the capacity for 2 players with compact interior design, mostly built from acacia woods and glass, and the house have 4 points in and out route, so it can be efficient to get into your house or to get out of it too, in case of emergency. Moving on to the snowy taiga biome. I want to build an actual mega house project for real, just for once. This house probably took the longest to build than any of my other Minecraft house. It's made mostly from glass, quartz, dark oak, spruce and oak woods. This house has 3 floors and can hold up to 6 until 8 players, I think, because I use wood to make the custom bed. It has a huge space for the players. On the first floor, there are a small pond for fish, a sauna, and a huge storage room. On the second floor, it has an armory, enchantment room, dining room, and a big bed. On the third floor, it has a dance floor, a small restaurant to gather your friends, and a mini bar. Next up, the jungle biome. This is my first house design on YouTube. At that time, I didn't know what to build, so I just decided to build a dome-like jungle house. It's a 2-story house for 2 players. The one and only inspiration I used for this house was become one with nature. The house has medium space on the first floor and a small space on the second floor. It has a glass dome shape so you can see everything outside your house. When I was trying to find an idea for the next build, my mind went blank. Nothing. Absolutely nothing passed or struck my mind. So, after a couple of some blank decisions, I decided to build just a medium circle-sized house. But somewhere during that time, I think, my mind finally began finding something out of it, and that's how this house came to exist. A 2-story house with the capacity for 2 players. It has medium space for you, and it has a small outdoor restaurant so you and your friend can eat and drink together while having a jungle view in front. It has a medium farm on the second floor with water source that drop back to the first floor, creating a multi-purpose waterfall. And last, it has a medium outdoor fish pond. Moving on, I want to challenge myself by making a house design using the same basic shape, in this case, a circle, in 2D perspective. Inspired by a sunflower, this house has the capacity for 1 player. It has big space, a glass roof for natural lighting, it has a fish tank surrounding the house, and a symmetrical circle farm stairs that surround the center. All of the houses in this biome are mostly built from jungle woods and glass. Now, let's move on to the first category of my house design ideas, which is the underground. I had a hard time making house tutorial videos during the time of making these videos, because the final exam is so close and so many homework. I'm sure that you understand the point. So, with small times and several conflicted decisions, I decided to make an easy and simple house build, which led me to this small birch house. It can hold up to one player and has a compact, minimalist interior design. It has quite a small space and simple entrance to the house. The idea for this house was actually just a quick wind passing by in my mind. I suddenly stumbled my mind and wondered, hey, instead of building my usual house, why am I not building houses for pets, like my dog for example? Besides, every pet deserves a house. This dog house can hold up to 3 until 4 dogs. Simple and compact interior with small space and mostly made from spruce wood. The last house is the most recent design that I've made. I don't know what category this house should go. I was thinking about fantasy at first because the idea from making this house design came straight while I was in the bathroom and like, what if I make a fantasy house like the one in those movies or films that usually have? And then I suddenly asked myself again, what if I make a cylinder-shaped house but have it built in a location that I thought will be more interesting? And I thought, what if I built it on the side of the mountain? Wouldn't that be interesting? And without no hesitation, I decided to build it. During the time I've been building this, my mind just snapped something like, wait a minute, the shape looks similar to the tree bark. And so I used a tree bark as my source of inspiration, but looking at it right now, I just realized that this can be categorized into a mountain house, like this one. But I don't know, my mind has a way of its own. So let's continue. The house is mostly made from oak wood. It has a compact interior design with medium space and has the capacity for one player. It has a huge and long window wall so you can see the view of the horizon. The house is built way high from the ground so you are safe from hostile mobs. The entrance and the exit is down below by using this trapdoor as a connecting point to the main door. And there you go. I have the link in the description and a comment down below to all the tutorials of the 23 house. All the materials you need, both the exterior and the interior, are in the video or in the video comments by me. Share this to your friends who need inspiration on idea to build their Minecraft house. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because it's helped me a lot, trust me. P.S. I didn't release all of the materials for these 2 houses because I didn't list it at that time. So I really appreciate if you can list every material on it. I will pin your comment if you list the material so the others can see. Thank you and have a nice day.